Hey everybody, Tepid here with Team Legion. Today we're going to be doing an opening of 3 boxes of BT9. I was very luckily able to get these for retail, which is super awesome. Very excited for the set. Obviously got Alphamon there on the cover. Hopefully we are blessed with some Oryukin modes. And let's just get straight to the opening. Already got the plastic off and everything. Let's see. Boom. Oh, that is good right off the back. I really want to play wargreymon-x this set. I love Greymon in general, so the Koromon is a hit. We'll be doing these last because those are always good. Hopefully we're getting some Ultros modes, some Sagittarius, some Deltamons. Don't really care about foil too much, just looking to pick up cards. We got our 2 stacks of boosters, and let's get to the opening. I had been waiting for this set for so long from the moment we saw it. I always love the x-antibody forms from Maria. They're super cool. I remember watching the movie. We've got some decent things. We'll just kind of cut through it. Awakening of the Golden Knight, super good for Magnex. This Tapermon I'm very interested in, just for Black Wargreymon. Got some more vanillas. Maycrackmon. I am not doing any of the yellow-purple shenanigans. And then we have Fujinmon. This little mini archetype is pretty cool, sort of acting like a weird machine Dramon. I don't know how I feel about it. I might do some testing. Pokemon X, Mega Dramon, another hit for Black Wargreymon, and Machindra. Super good card. And wargreymon-x and Soul Digitization. I guess we'll just kind of set the rares over here. I'll be doing all my organizing after the video. So, yes, X-Ante is the elephant in the room. So many good cards, Alphamons, Dexdorugas, Dexmons, so many ways to build it. It's going to be dominating the meta in some form or another. We kind of know that. Gazimon-X, super cool. Kind of want to do this in Beelzemon, if it wasn't already so full of Ventmons. Really adorable toy Agumon. And just cutting through, getting these 2-cost vanillas back was super big, because there was a period where you had to have the starter decks. So for any newer players, just having access to those sort of easy and available. Atomic Megaloblaster, super cool card. X-Antibody, Kyoshiro, and Gaia 4-0. Super good. I'm actually looking at doing him for Machine Dramon as the blue splash to maybe go back into the Kaiser Nail shenanigans, but the big excitement is for Gaia 4-0. Finally having a removal for Wargreymon that can also do other things like allow you to attack, kind of functioning as an OTK element. Super big, and you can get it for 6, which is a pretty good sweet spot. If you both have memory retention, they pass it over to you. You're not exactly wasting too much memory. Wargreymon-x, just more for the Gallantmon deck. Super cool. Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. Big for Machine Dramon. Super big card. Gives it that extra layer of resilience, response. It makes it more of a functional deck. Garurumon-x, super big with Greymon-x. These are the Protection Claws Digimon. These are going to protect your towers. And most importantly, are making Omnimon-x playable. Big old stacks, can take a hit, super good. Cool to see some extra armors. Pangeamon-x for the Leomon-x deck. Another egg, Sunrise Buster. Such a good card. This is going to be great. This is what Yellow needed after losing Jet Sylvie. Sunrise Buster is going to hopefully be working with wargreymon-x to give Yellow a little bit more resiliency. And Metal Gray X. Boom. Perfect. I am hoping that I can get everything for at least a couple of the decks. I opened one other box before this, was super blessed with an Oryukin and an Agu-X. But hopefully I can get enough to at least do wargreymon-x and Gaiamon, though I guess it's Samudramon now. Just going through, more vanillas, Raptordramon, more of those X-antibody fillers so you can get variants to the deck. Starting Thunder, actually kind of interested in this because there is sort of like a small Jellymon engine you can put into your decks. So just getting that ability to kind of get a little bit more stun out. Mako disappoints me, mostly because she comes out as this 3-cost tamer, and we are still at a point where Purple only has 2 memory retention tamers, and one of them's super niche, and Matt has always just been kind of disappointing. So make it kind of disappoint me. Agu X, Modimon, Raiden, and Magna-X. Magna-X is cool. I'm almost wondering if 4 dragons will be taking advantage of her. That seems like a fairly fun, sort of gimmicky deck. Leomon-X, more for that Leo strategy. Congo. Congo is one of the ones I really want to talk about. So, Breath of the Gods is looking to be better with no Jet Sulfie, but I still do like Congo for Machindra. I like that ability to sort of work as a floodgate and stop the ability to attack, so you can build up that tower and just be able to sit on it. Starmon, Tesla, Monochromon. Another interesting one. So, this is a good gap filler if you're building out that red-black Gaiamon deck and you don't want to play Cyclomon if you still want to have access to a blocker. And even if it's not super great for this format, just having this for the future, essentially running that dual purpose of being both a blocker with 6k body. Yes, you're losing 3 memory on the attack, but if you're swinging with the blocker, you're typically in a situation where you're looking to close out game anyway. So very interesting. Akuamon-X, part of that grandest Boogeyman format. Sujinmon, Metal Impulse, and Dino Rexmon. So far, no big hits. Dino Rex is interesting. Dino Rex is cool. I've got a buddy who's really looking to take advantage of that. Legion's Tom is a big fan of the dinosaur Digimon, so I'm sure he'll be putting that in his Tyrannomon somewhere. But the rare slots are all pretty good. There's no cards that I'm pulling where I'm disappointed. Omnishout X, I forgot that this was an uncommon. This was a weird one because this dropped, and it was right before BT10 had gotten its spoilers. And that was when Shoutmon split into 2 different decks, basically the Cross Heart and then the old style of the Shoutmon Rush. I don't know how big Omnishout's going to be, I don't know how big that deck's going to be, but it was very cool to get it. Small support pieces like that at Uncommon are super healthy for the game. Greymon and Metal Storm. Metal Storm in a similar vein to Gaia 4-0. So, you're getting that Cocytus Breath cost, but you can bump it down to 5. You're bouncing back a level 6 or lower, and then you get to unsuspend a Garurumon. So that's a good series of effects, especially with Metal Garurumon-X blocker. Plus at 5 memory, you're looking at like a Rattlestar-ish cost. Granted, I like Rattlestar because when they have 3 out, and Rattlestar goes away forever. Let's get that away. Once we get to box 2 and 3, we'll stop going through everything. Just kind of tearing through. Kuwagamon-X, another interesting card. That Kuwagamon from EX isn't a bad card, so having a little bit of support to go with that. Greymon-X in the same vein. Kausgamamon, super happy about this, we will be getting the rest of the Gamma soon, and if you haven't picked up those Gamamon promos, I suggest you pick them up. This is your current protagonist, Digimon. Gamamon is not going away. We don't know what he's going to have for a Mega, and even if Kano Weissmon hasn't been doing the biggest thing in Japan, the fact that you have a deck with strong rookies, tamers that can buff them up for security checks, you have this full toolbox of champions, you have a very solid level 5, and we don't know, the show hasn't even finished airing yet. So I would say big pickup would be get your Gamamon stuff now, so you have it for when they inevitably do his Mega, or whatever other nonsense they do for the show. Daigo's one that I really am interested in. He's going to get you that memory back, and just having the blocker synergies, I want to find a way to take advantage of him. I'm going to be holding this in the back of my head. Maybe he has some value later on. Raigenmon, another piece for that deck. Fujin, Dino Rex again, and Magna-X. First hit of the box. Okay, that's good. That Armor Rush deck is looking to be better with Magna-X, and it's also playing very interestingly to me. It's playing Shakomon. I thought it would just be on Pyelge, but it has enough yellow. And cool thing about Magna-X is he's still a Royal Knight, which is going to be very interesting down the road with Jesmon GX. Just kind of cutting through. Ground Fang is a super cute card. Love that green is getting stuff in some capacity. Pegasusmon, like seeing the armor, and Patamon is so good. This might be fun to just tech in somewhere. And Grandis. Okay, perfect. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. This is just giving me flashbacks to BT4 and just getting absolutely bodied by Grand Quagamon. Oh my god. I'm so bad. Like, just, is that the ult? I'm pretty sure that's the ult. Look at that. Super, super pretty card. The only thing that disappoints me when I'm looking at this is that knowing that the deck is gated beyond whether or not, and it is the ult, beyond whether or not you actually got the Grand Quagamon promos, which not everyone was able to do. Yeah, they were cheap for a while, and you could argue the Palmon promos, which did see a reprint during Digifest, which was nice. But just gatekeeping decks behind functional promos is kind of unfortunate. Thankfully, it doesn't look too bad to get them, but still. Okay, just go through. X Program, another card I'm interested in the same vein as All Delete. Just the fact that you can delete everything on board, getting a board wipe, and then just a security delete effect. I don't know how much play this is going to see, but it is a very interesting card. There's a Dorumon, just functioning as an EX Haguru equivalent, super, super good. Koro. The Dual Tamers is the first Dual Tamer. These are all very interesting to me. They're working in a similar vein to the Dual Tamers of BT5, but obviously you're picking up two colors, so in a situation here, much like your Ken and Davis, you're turning on things like Megadeth without having to have the Digimon requirements. So, getting back to memory for fairly reasonable things, you having suspended and your opponent having suspended, and then just having the ability to draw one. I know Ken and Davis is probably going to be better for the dominant green-blue strategies, but just having this as a card is good. And Cool Boy. Cool Boy actually gets to go in the SR pile. I was speaking to a buddy in Germany, and cases are being opened, and there are not enough Cool Boys to go around. Right now, at least, it is very similar to when we had Analog Youth in EX set. But Cool Boy is obviously just, he's doing so much for so many decks. He is replacing other cards in certain slots. Like, this is the thing that is killing Nokia in some decks for Greymon and Garurumon. And he is just, like, absolutely spicy. So you're going to be seeing so much of Cool Boy, especially at 2 memory. Just being able to, if you open up and you're just dropping a Cool Boy on your opening turn, and your opponent only has 2. And then you can kind of just dictate the memory advantage over the course of the match. Starmons. I really wish there was something for these guys. That Shooting Star card was very fun, but sadly, not much happening with Starmon. Kind of just going for an iconic Digimon, but that's fine. Angelomon-X. We have our waifu tax. Kokuamon-X. Just another card. I don't know how much play this is seeing. I'm pretty sure it's just in Grandisquaga, but it's a nice little consistency booster. Goblimon-X, Meikumon, and Ryuken. Oh my god, we had... That is 2. I can actually play X-Antibody. So excited about that. So excited about that. I was a little bit disappointed by the Grandis, if I'm being honest. I probably won't be playing green, but that's... Okay, that made up for the box. Well, we have gone through most everything super worth commenting on. I do recommend taking a look through the set spoiler if you haven't. All the deck store stuff's fun. And Dex Doruga, speaking of it, that's good. I don't know if I'll be doing the Dex Gorgora, but it's nice to have. It's another variant of the deck that could be fun. It's just interesting that there are 3-4 ways you can play it. Maki. Maki was another one I actually want to talk about. This is one of the cards that's going to be pretty integral to Gaiamon. Getting that Tapermon that has its advantages, and then being able to suspend it to reduce the Digivolution cost. She is working like a Nokia equivalent. I don't... Like, I guess, you know, you are getting the Tapermon and a 1-2 color black card. So she's getting that card advantage back versus Nokia, which is just playing a card, so that is a little bit superior in that strategy. X-Ante. Another big point of the format is just being able to gain a memory in security and add it to, you know, owner's hand, going under one of your X-Antibody Digimon, and then just having that effect where it can't be trashed, and then just being able to Digivolve. That's going to be super, super spicy. Another Murderer X and Meikumon. X-Ante is poised to be pretty difficult. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. A deck that was just okay, then pretty good, now getting really good. I think we're at a point where we can just start jumping the rares. We have another Sunrise Buster and a Jellymon, part of that Jellymon engine with Kyoshiro that we talked about. Overall, a very, very interesting set. Super good, adding a lot to a lot of strategies, and Regulmon and Tai and Kari. So Regulmon, another on play, kind of working with the Ordinimon strategy, and then Tai and Kari, just another interesting card. You know, yellow-red, there are some cool strategies that are happening right now with yellow-red. Specifically, the one I've been seeing is a strategy involving the old yellow Wargreymon and wargrey-x, just getting multiple checks in. It looks fun, just having it. I don't know how much it's going to be usurping Hero, or even the OG Tai, and Gallantmon-x. More support for Gallantmon. That is a deck that just does not stop, even getting more cards into EX3. We know the Royal Knights never go away. If you do not have Gallant Mode pieces, I suggest picking them up, at least your Crimsons. And Ordinimon, speaking of it from earlier. So, Ordinimon, super big, just getting that DNA on a level 7. Deleting your opponent's Digimon. Just playing cards for free, 15k body. Super big. And another Kyoshiro, another Dual Tamer. This is sometimes the disappointing thing when you go through a Digimon box. You get your 2 big hits, and then you're just basically plugging away for SRs. Another Dino Rex, another Magna X. But it's fine. One of the things I do like about Digimon TCG is that you know you're getting those 2 guaranteed hits that are more or less making up for the cost of the box. The whiffs of the past don't always seem to be there. Another Wargreymon-x, another Greymon. Greymon I'm super interested in for the more Alphamon focused strategies. But unlike other card games, like especially I used to be a Yu-Gi-Oh player, and it was awful whenever you'd open product. Oh, there we go. Baihu. Not really seeing play right now. Kind of sad. I love the unsuspend. I love gaining memory, and then I love just trashing stack. God, the Sovereigns, Azulonmon was the only Sovereign to see any real major play, and it was disappointing. Because Zukwai and then the Turtle, oh god, how am I forgetting his name? That's how little we used Abanwu. Were actually super cool cards, and just to see them doing nothing. I hope Baihu has his day. Wargreymon-x, another piece for that Gallantmon-x strategy, and then Dino Tiger, kind of your payoff for the Leomon deck. I don't know necessarily how critical that is when it seems to be a little bit more of a low-to-the-ground strategy. It seems like, sadly, the most successful Leomon variant is just splashing Jerry into Blue Hybrid. We have a Jellymon and a Grandrak. Grandrak, once again, just kind of okay. I don't know how big of an archetype it's going to be. It's just... Purple has this identity crisis, I feel like, with every set, where Purple is never really going into a full archetype except for up until Beelzemon. And I guess Beelstar, but that was more muskets, more of an advantage-based deck. And, boom, wargrey-x. Let's just stop talking about Grandrak for a second. This is what I was hoping to get. I love this design, I love this character, I love this card, I love the synergies with both the EX Blitzing Wargrey and the Delicate Plan Wargrey from BT1. Just deleting stuff, gaining memory, super good. A 12k body, which is still relevant, and just his ability to go up to stupid amounts of DP, 17,000 easily. And Metal Gear X, another hit. Talk about that in a second. First, Grandest Scissor. Just being able to wipe your opponent's board, unsuspend, attack again. It reminds me of the old Dimension Scissors card. And then just having a suspension of Tamer in security. Metal Gear X posed to be the tier 1 of the format. Gaining blocker, which is good in an OTK-ish format. And then just being able to return your opponent's Digimon at the lowest level. This card is doing a lot. As much as I love wargreymon-x, it feels similar to Agubond and Gabubond, where one is clearly better than the other, but I think this deck has a lot of potential that isn't seen. We're going to be taking that to the lab, and hopefully, if I open 1 or 2 more copies, getting a deck profile on the channel. So we're just going to take all these commons and uncommons, we're going to put these right up here, take our rares for later, kind of go through and sort these. And last thing, our promo pack. Thank God they are putting these in the box now, so we do not have to worry about distribution, and we do not have to worry more so about scalping. A Wizardmon and Delta, big hit for me. Wizardmon is fun, gaining you memory off of trash, and then just having a pretty generically good inherited, but Deltamon's big. Another piece for the Black wargreymon, Gaiamon deck. Deleting Digimon with 3k DP or less, which is so relevant with all the stun rookies. And then just reducing Digivolution cost by 2. You're paying 3 for him, which is rough, but with Maki that's going to be lower. So super big. We'll drop those in the SR pile. And then of course the big hits, Oryukin and Grandis. I will probably be trading this away in my next locals, but I'm so happy to see this. Secret rares are always good to pick up because you never know when they're going to explode in value for no reason, and especially with a card like Oryukin, I doubt it's going away. And Puyoyomon, another fun one. It's gaining 1000 DP. That's going to be good for blue aggro because blue is always adding cards to hand, either off the Davis or off of some sort of a searcher. Not a bad one. Would have liked to have been another Koromon, but I'm not going to complain. Get our next 2 batches of boosters out. We'll be going through this a little bit faster as we're not talking about every single card. You know, so far I'm pretty happy. If I can get 1 more wargreymon-x, maybe a Wargrey or Metal Guru art, that would be very fun. But we're just going to jump through. We've got Dino Tiger and Raiden. I really wish that archetype could pay off more, but it looks kind of like a trap archetype. They do this thing where they'll print these archetypes that aren't necessarily going to do too much. Trial of the 4 Great Dragons seems like another one where they're more fun. Oh! Death X! Right off the bat, Death X. That is a big hit. Oh my god, these are god boxes. That is a card that is just so applicable. It is the boogeyman of the format. Let's just actually talk about it. Let's not skim over Death X. I've heard, ruminations where it's like people think this should be banned. Just the fact that it can be played, it on Digivolves, it kills level 4s, it de-Digivolves, which is one of the best strategies, especially in a format where you're just stacking on top these big hitters. And then just at the end of your opponent's turn, deleting more Digimon. It's a 15k body. It goes into purple and black, which are both posed. At least black is posed to be super decent right now. Purple too, can't negate that. It reminds me of Millenniumon, where Millenniumon had that applicability and was just always something you would have to live in fear of if your opponent was playing one of those 2 colors. But obviously with the new x-ante, just Death X is even more spicy, and then it's an on-play. So just anything can just play this. It's not limited to those 2 colors. Super good. Another Cool Boy and a Gaia 4-0. That is just big hits for me. Oh my god, I'm getting everything I need. I needed so many copies of those guys because I want to play Metal Guru-mon-x. I want to play wargreymon-x, obviously. So just having that kind of access is just super good. We'll change up the lighting a bit. We're getting a bit of glare there. Not exactly in a studio lighting situation. And hey, okay, awesome. Another card I wanted to talk about. Merciful Mode. I have a little bit of a bias just for Omnimon, and because I love the character, I love Tri. I think this has potential. I genuinely do. You can loop this with x-antibody as a top-end plan. You can delete your opponent's Digimon. You can get rid of your opponent's trash, which may not necessarily always be a good thing, but if they're playing trash-oriented strategies, taking that resource away from them, and then just trashing your opponent's security stack, and it's specifically that red Evo, because one of the things I do want to do with this is put this into Machine Dramon to go on top of a Chaos Dramon. I think this is a super underrated card. I do not know why people just call it trash. I feel like time and time again we are proving that cards do not stay trash. even if they're not necessarily good for the meta. Hold on to your level 7s. You never know when they will be relevant. And there we go, Gaiyomon. Put the Metal Storm there. Okay, that's my first one in 2 boxes. That's awesome. This card, when I saw it, just blew my mind. The fact that it's treated as having Greymon's name, and I'm surprised they kept the name Gaiyomon. I thought they'd switched to Samudramon. That's good. Just everything on this. So the Black Wargreymon we got is already a really good card. Popping Tamers, just going through the promo Black Wargreymon that can unsuspend itself, and even the secret one that can wipe an entire board with the Metal Greymon from BT8 underneath it. But he also has Sec +1 and Reboot just built in. And then D-Digivolve on top of that. And then just Blitz potentially. He is a keyword nightmare with 13k DP. Super, super big card. X-Antibody and Dragonkin. So there's just a lot going on with this. This is a stat stick of a card. It is a keyword soup card. And that is supposed to be a very controlling, dominating strategy with big hits at level 5 and 6. And fetchable. You can grab that. You can grab that off the Black Agumon easily. Magna X and Metal Impulse. This is another deck I'm very interested in. Looking at the 2 Wargreymon variants. Kind of labbing it out, which is going to be better. And Rise Gray and Metal Storm again. Just kind of cut through this. I mean, at this point, seeing Death X was a hit. Great and Grandis. My buddy is doing a Alphamon focused X-Ante, so Greymon was super big for him. He loves the character. Shouts out my buddy Dan, holding it down in Germany. And, okay, there's the regular Grandis, which is good. That is a hit. You know, watch me actually end up pulling enough Grandises to actually play this strategy. Sell my soul. And TK and Izzy, which I did skip over earlier. TK as Izzy is fun. That is another green-yellow, is not super big, but maybe that's something that would aid green. I know for a while green decks were playing Izzy and Mimi just to get that memory doubling. Having access to yellow might give green a little bit more resiliency, because while Grandis is big, green's identity is very back and forth, much like purple. Because moving forward, everyone's just talking about Bloom Lord, Dynarex, and Ragiel. And there's nothing wrong with that. I had fun with Green Hybrid. I know there's a lot of different things going on with that. That's a very strong engine that I don't think is worth getting rid of. But Green Hybrid was a spicy one to be playing in BT7. Just going into 2 super solid megas that could float. I was a little bit disappointed with, God, Shivamon. I remember hearing so many big things. Another Gallantmon-X. That's a hit. This is great because if you were not able to get Crimson modes, you can do more of a budget variation. AX3 has ended up being a super budget set, especially with some of the alts. Talking about a couple of dollars. And Ordinamon and Alphamon. This is actually my first one. I am surprised. This alpha is pretty big. People are getting rid of the secret rare alpha for this just because of its ability to de-digivolve, which I completely understand. Also just getting an X-Antibody tucked underneath. So this is a big card. That is probably going to be your primary mega, but you have so many options. You have the old alpha, you have Ordinamon, you have Dortagora, so just, I would not be surprised if alpha goes towards a toolbox, and eventually you have Gankumon and Ganku X, which I'm interested to see the applications. It is looking like toolbox decks are definitely good. It's nice to have options and to not pigeonhole yourself, because then you can always adjust to the meta. There's another Baihu. I will hopefully be taking advantage of him at some point. I just love the character. The Sovereigns are great. And I'm really hoping at some point they can get some style of support. I mean, Great Dragon's got its own little mini archetype, so maybe the Sovereigns. wargrey-x. Okay. With 3 copies now, I think that paints me as being good. I know some lists run 4. but I think 3 is enough to make a competent deck, plus the metal Greymon-X's. Hopefully I can be blessed with some Alterous modes. I have 1 Alterous mode. And Soul Digitization, and Matt and Sora, the Ship Killer. I was with some of my buddies when they spoiled this, and they were big Ty Sora heads from back in the day, and that hurt their soul. But red-blue, another good interaction. Just having these for the future, too, in case we actually do get some of these dual-colored pushes. That is nice. Dino Tiger and wargreymon-x. Just kind of cutting through the rares. We obviously had our big hit already. Super happy we got that for the video. Wargreymon-x and Metal Impulse. Fun. Pillamon's one worth talking about. Just having players can't play Digimon by effects. Getting more of these stun Digimon, since obviously not every color is getting a memory blocker. Kind of varying it out. Stun Digimon are important like this because they give you that anti-meta aspect. Another Alphamon, that is good. I did not see one in my first 2 boxes, so having 2 copies. With 2 Oryukens, I can actually play the deck, so having 2 Alphamons is going to be even better. And then just for a moment, I love Grizzlymon. I wish this was a little bit more playable. I wish this wasn't just replaced by Tank and potentially Nume. And, oh, Magna X Alt. The spice doesn't stop. Oh my god. That is so pretty. And very nice as it is by Asmaria, the designer of Magnemon-X. The texturing on these foils, I had heard rumors that the print quality had went down, but no, this just proves to me it is just as good. That is so good. I am excited to play that deck. I initially wanted to play Armor Rush, and then I just couldn't for BT8. I got my cards a little bit too late, but oh my god. Gaia Force Zero, another Kyoshiro. That is just so exciting. What a good box. No whiffs. I don't even know if there's any big whiffs in this set, but we're not getting them. And then 2 more rares will kind of pile up. The nightmare of opening up Digimon boxes in multiples is you have this absolute bulk of cards. I will hopefully either be just giving these to the shop or donating them to one of my buddies who got into the game. Oh, Sagittarius mode and a Boutmon. Sagittarius mode is good. The Boutmon, not so much. I don't really touch yellow. I don't know if any yellowish aggro decks are playing Boutmon. He feels like he's designed more for the Kazuchi. That's fine. And we have our last box. This could really be anything. I am happy where we stand. We've got some big hits, but we'll see. And Pagumon. Okay. Just having a trash on attack is fun. Getting a little bit of extra DP. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And our last 2 stacks of boosters. Good boxes so far. Good hits. No lottery cards this set, unlike the Ghost Omni, which is fine. That was a very hyped up card. Oh, 2 more rares. Nothing too crazy. We're just going to power through this, talk a little bit on our thoughts on BT9, and get through another Gallant-X. I was joking, it's like I'm not playing Gallantmon. I've already played too many red decks. But if I'm getting the cards, I'm getting the cards. I might as well. And Baihu and Grandis. I want to do something with them so bad. I want to play the Sovereigns. I want them to be good. Dinorex and Metal Impulse. It's almost like if we had like the older style of Megazoo, where you're just playing level 5s and getting Digivolve effects. That would be super cool. But the Sovereigns are just not doing too much. Worth keeping around, by all means. Worth keeping around. Just like the older Dark Masters cards. Digimon is a very flavor and oriented set, so cards could always come back in some capacity. People are really too quick to ditch things when they go a while without support. Like Diaborma is another example. It's an iconic card, it's an iconic character. It's going to be coming back for support in some form or another. So I really just recommend, if you like a character or you want to play an archetype, keep the cards for that archetype. You don't want to be paying tax later down the road when they spike inevitably. And that is our last wargreymon-x we need. That is beautiful. I am so blessed right now. Get to play my best boy. One of red. Just cutting through this. I am so hyped. I'm so hyped we were able to get this on time after all the delays. Another Raiden and a Magna. We haven't had any big hits from this stack. Hopefully something. Hopefully a spicy alt. And another Metal Guru X. That is great. That is my third one. That puts me poised to play the deck. Really excited to take advantage of the promo Metal Garurumon, the one with Matt on him. I know a lot of people are playing the EX one, but I want to take advantage of that one. Magna X again. That is my fourth one. Good if I do end up playing 4. I saw some lists only playing 3, but having the option is always nice. And another Dexter de Gorda. Super fun, super fun. I have a buddy, actually, Kyoshi with Team Legion. We'll be playing Dexter de Gorda. We'll be sort of testing it, so maybe we'll see something interesting with that in the near future. More rares, just cutting through, looking to see that last big secret or alt hit. Another Death X would be amazing. A Wargrey X would be amazing. Cool Boy, that goes in the SR slot. Gonna need as many of those as I can open. Powering through. And Death X, we called it. Oh my god. Oh wow, that's so good. That's so good. Oh my god, and I like this better than the alt too, so that's fun for me. I like seeing the other smaller Digimon give it scale. We really only saw that character in the X-Ante movie. Oh, that is fun. And another Merciful Mode. I wanted 2 to test, so that's good by me. I think I can just power through the rest of this. I don't really need anything else. Another Gaiamon would be amazing, but if we don't get it, we don't get it. That's fine. Oh my god. Look at that. Called it. Wait a second. Am I crazy? Am I losing my mind? Yeah, I am. Oh my god. I am so silly just powering through the boxes. I thought this was from this box. Oh my god. Look at that. Another one by Osmaria. Just so pretty. Oh my god. I'm so silly. I thought the Magna X was from this box. I thought we were done when we saw the Death X. That is so good. We'll take a look at our alts and our secrets when we finish up. Oh, just power through the rest of this. It is fine. I have opened everything I could ever want. A regular art Gaiamon would be nice. Maybe we can manifest that, but I'm not going to be too greedy. I got more than enough at this point. I'll just buy a regular one today. So good. Such a good opening. Such a good set. More dual tamers. So many just decent cards you're getting at the end of the day. Super, super fun. Super, super fun. There's our Alphamon. Needed that. I think that puts me as good on Alphamons for the Oryukens. So we will be able to build X-Ante. Power through the rest of this. I think we've hit our SRs. And our last actual BT9 pack. And just some more good rares. I have so much sorting to do today after I get this video up, but that's fine. And we'll open up our last little bonus pack. And blessed with an Alteros mode. And a Deltamon foil. Oh my god, I got everything I could have ever wanted. That is so good. That is just, I am so excited right now. This is the best opening I've had with Digimon. Super, super good. And then just getting these before we inevitably sleeve them up. Getting a nice little look at that. So much pretty. We got our value back. That is so good. Oh my god. That is the opening. Thoughts on BT9 currently. I am so excited for this set. There are so many good strategies that get buffed up. There are so many good cards. I feel like this is a great set to crack because just the trade potential off of it. BT9 is moving towards a format where so many decks are viable. Granted, you're going to be seeing less of it, but yellow and blue hybrid aren't entirely invalid. Green hybrid from older sets. And then Beelstar, I know, is something people are still trying to mess around with because of the Howling Crusher synergies. You have so many different X-Ante builds, Wargrey, Metal Guru X, Black Wargreymon. grandest. Just there are different strategies. Imperial doesn't necessarily go away just because there's shiny new toys for armor. This has the potential to be an extremely diverse format. It's just exciting. I am so excited to be playing Digimon, and I'm so excited you stayed with me through the video. Thank you for watching, and we will hopefully be getting deck profiles up soon for at least wargreymon-x. Really glad to have had you here, and from Team Legion, have a wonderful day.